leaves on a stream. In this exercise, we're going to imagine sitting by a stream, and as thoughts come into our head, we'll try to see if we can let them go using the stream to help us. So to start, try to find as comfortable position as possible for you today, one that's going to keep you alert and awake during the exercise. And if you're willing, closing your eyes, or otherwise maybe focusing gently on a spot in front of you. And in the first few moments, just taking some time to settle into our positions, allowing ourselves to notice our bodies being held in their position, noticing points of contact with the chair or with the floor, and perhaps even noticing where our clothes come into contact with our skin. Noticing where these points of contact begin and where they end, without needing to change anything, but just becoming aware of them. And now placing our attention onto our breath and focusing on each breath as it happens in the present moment. Noticing the feeling of our breath as our lungs empty and refill automatically. Following each in-breath and each out-breath as it happens. And perhaps seeing if you can notice the very point that it turns from one to the other. And now bring to mind an image of you sitting beside a stream that's flowing gently by. Take a look around you and let your imagination fill in the details of the scene. This may be a stream that you've visited or one that you've imagined. Try to build as vivid a picture as possible. Notice the stream and take some time to look around you and notice your surroundings. Notice the colours, sounds, smells, temperature. Perhaps there are some trees around you. Perhaps the sounds of birds or leaves rustling. And bring your awareness back to the stream. Notice the flow of the river, the direction it's flowing, and the speed that it's going. And place yourself in this scene on the bank of the stream, setting a clear view of the stream, taking a few moments to picture what you can see. And now notice that there are some leaves that are floating down the stream. Pick one of these leaves and notice it travelling down the stream at a steady pace, and watch as it passes you by and floats off in the distance. For the next few minutes, we're going to focus our attention on the stream, and whenever a thought comes into our head, whatever it's about, we're going to notice the thought and place it on a leaf and let it float down the stream. We're going to do this for all of our thoughts, pleasant and unpleasant, wanted or unwanted. We're going to try and treat all thoughts the same. So keep watching the stream and noticing whatever comes into your mind. And when you notice something, place it onto a leaf and let it float away. We're not trying to get rid of these thoughts, but rather we're just letting them float on by us at their own speed. If we notice ourselves becoming distracted, or perhaps wondering what this exercise is about, or worrying that we're not doing it right, we can notice that we're having these thoughts and imagine ourselves placing these thoughts onto the leaf and letting them float down the stream. And if our minds wander onto all the things we need to do later, we can notice that we've become distracted and place the thought of the things we have to do later onto a leaf and watch that float down the stream too. There might be some thoughts that we want to throw down the stream and get rid of, and some thoughts that we want to grab hold of and keep for longer. But we can treat each thought the same, regardless of what it is. Sometimes you might get hooked into your thoughts before noticing what's happened. Don't worry if this happens, it's normal and it happens often. But whenever you notice that it's happened, just notice whatever the thoughts were and then gently and kindly put them on a leaf and let them float away. Remember that the goal of the exercise is not to stop our minds from wandering. It's simply to notice when it does and then return our mind to the stream. No matter how many thoughts come up or how many times your mind wanders, even if it's the same thoughts that come up over and over again, just try to notice them and then place them onto a leaf and let them float away. At times your attention might have shifted from the stream onto a thought in your mind, and this can happen so quickly that you don't even notice it. Remember that that's okay, and that's just what our minds are trained to do. So if this happens, don't worry. As soon as you notice yourself having the thought, gently place the thought onto the leaf and let it float by you on the stream. And if at any point you notice that your mind goes blank, or you're having gaps between thoughts, just continue watching the stream until the next thought pops into your head. And if a feeling comes up, maybe of frustration or tiredness, simply notice the feeling and place that feeling onto the leaf and let it float away. Some people like to imagine the feeling as the word, or others can create a mental image. Either is fine. Continue watching the stream, and whenever a thought comes up for you, just notice the thought and gently and kindly place it on a leaf and let it float away. And now when you're ready, allowing the image of the stream to fade and bringing our attention back to our breath, following each breath in and each breath out, noting where we're experiencing the breath within our bodies. And now also becoming aware of our bodies and their positioning, noting again the points of contact with the floor and with the chair. And in these final few moments, sitting in what we call open awareness, being aware of our bodies, our breath, and the sounds around us, being aware of the present moment. And taking a few more breaths before opening our eyes and ending the exercise.